Hey kids, this is Ivan. This video is going to ruffle some feathers, but it's stuff that needs to be said. And while I'm going to give some examples from the rooms of recovery, make no mistake about it, this video isn't about recovery, it's about us as people and as a society. In recovery, the principle of anonymity isn't about hiding your last name. It's about something bigger and much more important. We all enter the room as equals. We identify as an addict or an alcoholic or whatever else it is that you're recovering from, but everything else gets left at the door. Your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, your skin color, your gender, your sexual orientation, whatever it is, all these differences, we don't bring them into the rooms. In there, we are equals. That's what's supposed to happen anyway. But even with that crystal clear principle, people still break it occasionally. Just recently, I saw that principle smashed to pieces. A young transgender woman was outed by other members as being transgender and was marginalized by some of the people in the group. And this is someplace that's supposed to be a completely safe space where none of those labels matter. I don't care about the details. The only detail that matters is in the rooms of recovery, being transgender or passing or not passing shouldn't matter. And frankly, it shouldn't matter anywhere. I've also had black friends in recovery tell me about facing racism from other members with decades clean. And this isn't just wrong. These examples are a complete betrayal of the safe space that recovery is supposed to be. The one place where equality is supposed to be explicit. But what about the rest of the world? What about you if you're not in recovery? Yeah, we say we're against racism. We have laws against discrimination of all kinds of people. We have slogans and hashtags and marches about it. We say we believe in equality, right? For the most part, wherever you are, treating people as equals and without bias is self-enforced at best. And the truth is, most people don't enforce it upon themselves. If we can't keep prejudice and division out of the one place that's built upon the idea that we're all the same and all equal, what kind of chances do we have in a society where that assumption isn't even the starting point? This is something that's more and more prevalent, and it needs to stop. We need to do better. And listen, I'm a 57-year-old, cisgender, straight, white male. I have not faced a lot of exclusion in my life, other than growing up poor and being an atheist. And a lot of times I don't necessarily see what's happening until it gets pointed out to me. Well, once it gets pointed out, I understand it, I see it. And you'd have to be blind not to see the current political climate in the United States of America. This political climate hasn't just created fear in marginalized groups, it's emboldened people that weren't really saying how prejudiced they were until now, where it seems to be okay. And I'm here to tell you, it's not okay. It's not just the leaders that scare me. It's the other people who are fine with prejudice existing as long as it's directed towards somebody else and not at them. But here's the part that's going to piss more people off. It's not just the prejudice that's causing the fracture. It's clinging so tightly to our group identities that these become permanent labels and everything is couched in terms of us and them. And we no longer see ourselves as equals and human. Our identities, as separate cultures or separate groups are much more important. And that prevents us from talking at all and from relating to one another at all. It creates more division. And listen, I'm not saying don't be proud of who you are. I'm saying if we can't see each other as human first, the walls between us are never going to get broken down. Evolutionary biology is not on our side here. Human beings are strongly tribal animals, and that helped keep our ancestors alive, but now it's killing our ability to relate to each other and to live together. And we need to be able to get past that and realize, yes, I'm going to have these instincts. I'm going to see other people as the other. I'm going to see my group as my group and superior. But we need to have that second thought. That no, that's not true, that's an outdated instinct I have, and these other people are human beings just as much as I am. And we need to recognize that tribalism for what it is. It's an outdated, destructive reflex, and if we don't get past it, we're screwed. I learned this the hard way, and it was a very valuable lesson. When I first showed up in recovery, I was a militant atheist. I'm still an atheist, by the way, but I was very militant, and I would let you know that you were wrong, and I'd tell you what I believed, and I would have arguments with people about God and their religious beliefs. But then I started to realize, who was I to tell other people in recovery, what was right or wrong if it was working for them? I learned to leave those beliefs at the door because it was much more important that these people stay clean and recover. And so I kept my opinion to myself. And as time went on, that started to make its way out into the rest of the world, where I realized very often things aren't that important. And I don't need to bring up these differences or these differences of opinion with other people. Like, how important is it? And I learned to be a lot more tolerant and to let people just be people and to not concentrate on those differences so much. They became much less important to me. And as a result, once again, I started to learn that we're all the same. And you know what that's called? That's called maturity. That's called unity. And we are in desperate need of that, both in and outside the rooms of recovery. I got to tell you, I've been a little pessimistic the past couple of days, thinking to myself, man, if we can't get this right in the one place where we're supposed to strip away every label except human and addict, then what chance do we have in the rest of the world? If we really believe in equality, not just when it's convenient, then the first thing we need to do is what we do in recovery. Human first, everything else second. And if we can't get that right, then all the laws and slogans and hashtags in the world aren't going to do anything. At the end of the day, you and I as individuals need to change how we treat other people and how we think about other people, because the differences between us shouldn't matter. Thanks a lot for watching. I would really love to hear your comments about this, what your thoughts are, what your experiences have been, if you've been marginalized, if you've been somebody that had biases and had them changed through experience, whatever you've got. Have a good one, kids. This video is going to ruffle some feathers.